So welcome to this session, and in this session we'll discuss about the word shortcut keys that are based on control. Now, first and foremost thing is let us understand that we have all these formatting tools that are there, commands that are there, but you need some text and you need to select that for formatting. So in the sense that let me have some sample text. Let us say this is the sample text. So if I press bold, it is not happening because I need to select the text, then afterwards I need to apply. Now, so let us start understand. Let us have some sample text. So if you want more than one paragraph of text, you need to say equal to rand, press enter, and you will get some text. Now, as I have told you that we need to select all the text. So either you can, what you can do is, let me tell you that a single click, double click is selecting word. So multiple clicks is selecting the paragraph. So this is one way of selecting. Next way of selecting is you click and drag. So if you want to select two words, you select like this. Next, if you want to select entire paragraph, you can do like this, but what I suggest is the better is you take your cursor to the left side and you get this arrow mark. Now if you click, then it will get selected. This is the best better method. Now you can select in this way. Now if you have to select the entire text from the beginning to the end, the better key is Control A. Control A will select the entire text so that you can do anything that you want in the text. So this is the first shortcut key, Control A. Next is Control B. Control B is for bolding the text. So this is normal. The font is Calibri 11 size. Now if I want some text to be bolded, select that and you can click on this button called bold. Here you can see in the bracket the shortcut key for this called bold. Now this is a toggle button. That means click once it becomes bold, click again it becomes normal. Or you can use the shortcut key. The shortcut key is Control B and it is toggle. That means toggling means on and off. Now the bold is on, bold is off. So Control B is for bolding, to format the text as bold. Now next is Control C. Control C is for copying the text, so that copying the text to the clipboard so that you can paste somewhere else. You are duplicating the text. For example, let me paste this first paragraph called video provides to the last one. So what you can do is first you select the text that you want to copy, then either you can click on this copy button. So there you can see Control C. So copy, then go to the end of the text and click on paste. So this we are not using any shortcut here. So now let us use the shortcut. The shortcut key Control C. Control C will copy. Now how do I know is something is copied or not? You have to see the clipboard. So if you click on this clipboard, you can see on the left side that it is copied. So let me show again, clear this. I have selected this text. Let us take this text, selected, Control C. Now you can see on the right side it is copied. So now if you want to paste somewhere, you click there, then you either press Control V or paste from here, or here you can click paste all. Okay, so this is Control C for copy. Next interesting thing is Control D. See, Control D will launch font dialog box. So here what you see here is the font section where you contain various commands related to the font section. Additional advanced commands can be launched by clicking this dialog box launcher. Now you can see a font in bracket Control D. So Once you launch this dialog box, you have font and its advanced features. Now let us launch that. Control, let us select this text. You need not select the text for this. First let me show as it is. Now I have pressed Ctrl T. Now the font dialog box has come. So you can use these features, but as I have told that you have to select then use this feature. For example, one interesting feature I will show you. Select this text. I want to hide the text. So what you can do is Ctrl D, and you can click on where is hidden. Okay, here you can see there is something called as hidden. Now once I click hidden and press OK, the text is hidden. Now how to see? So Ctrl D will launch the font dialog box. That is Ctrl D shortcut key. Now we are discussing about hiding text. So right now the text is hidden. How to see a hidden text? So anything that is hidden, whether it is text or whether it is non-printing characters, there is a symbol in the paragraph. This is called as the paragraph symbol. Okay, Control star will enable this. Otherwise you just click this. Now you can see the paragraph that is hidden. So this is hidden. Now if I click, pardon me, if I click again, it has got hidden. Now how to unhide? Now I have hidden this. How to unhide? For that, first you have to click this, then select the text, go back to font dialog box, Ctrl D. Now you uncheck this hidden and press OK. Now you can see that the text is not hidden. So next shortcut is Ctrl E. Ctrl E is for center align. Now it is left aligned, all the text is left aligned. Select the text and press Ctrl E. Now it is center aligned. Now I'll take some time to explain this. For those people it is not visible, so clearly visible. So let us say this is sample text. By default this text will be aligned to the left. Now once I press Ctrl E, it is center align. Now just look at this paragraph section. There are these symbols: align left, Ctrl L, align center, Ctrl E, align to the right, Ctrl R, and this is justify, Ctrl J. Now right now it is left aligned. Let me click the middle button, center align. Now this is centered. Now if I click the right button, it is right aligned. Now what is justify is if you have you need to have some text, otherwise it is difficult. Let me show on this paragraph. So let me click here. Now it is left. Now justify means it will adjust so that both the sides it will look neatly aligned. So you can see on the left side it is very neatly aligned, but on the right side you can see a little bit of wavy, okay, crude form. Now you select any one of these and click on justify. Then you can see on the right side, on the left side, both of the sides it is aligned properly. So hope you know what is alignment right now. Alignment is where the text is positioned. It can be positioned on the left, it is called left alignment. In the middle it is called middle alignment. To the right it is called right alignment. And then when you have sufficient amount of text in a line, you can justify that. So justify alignment is when you have sufficient text, then you can click on the text, then it will align on both the sides properly, neatly. So that is, so what I have talked about is what is alignment, what is left, center, right, and justify alignments. 4 types of alignments are there. Now when you type any text, by default it will be left aligned. Now if you want to align it to the center, either you can click on this button called center, or you can press a shortcut key called Ctrl E. Now it is center aligned. Now let me put it back. Now next is Ctrl F. Ctrl F is to find. Now let us find if a word called new is there in this text. So press Ctrl F. then you can see on the right side, you see a search box is coming. So let us say I want to find the word called new. Now here there are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So you can see the results. There are 5 times the word new is repeated. So this you can see on the left side under results. It also shows in which textual context. First new is occurring when you click design, choose a new theme. Second a new is occurring here. Third new is occurring here. Fourth new and fifth new is occurring here. So this is about Control F, find. It will find the number of times, not only number of times, it will also highlight and show where the words are there. For example, here after pressing Control F, I have typed the word called new, and it is showing that there are 5 results. 5 times the word new has occurred, and these are the places it has highlighted where the word new has occurred. Okay, so hope you have understood what the Control F key find does. Now let us go back. Let us close this. Now next is Control G. Using Control G, you invoke something called as go to dialog box. This is called as go to dialog box. So in the go to dialog box, you see you can go to a page number. If you type a page number here, it will go to that page number. You can click on you can give the section, you can give the line, you can give the bookmark detail, you can give the comment or footnote detail, you can give endnote, field, table, equation, graph, heading. Right now we'll go to a particular line. So because we do not have multiple pages, I cannot show page number, but within one page we have multiple lines. We shall go to a line. Let us say I want to go to line number 10. So press go to, and right now it is in line number 10. So here you can see the cursor, it is there in this line. So this is line number 10. Now how do I know? It is difficult to count, but what you can do is if you want to see the line numbers, so right now you are in the home tab. Now you have to go to layout tab, and under layout tab, under this page setup section, you see something called as line numbers. If you click on this button, it will show line numbers, and it is asking us what type of line number. We choose continuous. So right now you can see that each and every number is placed before that line. Now this is the line number 10. So let me demonstrate again now. Control G is for go to. I have chosen line, and let us go to line number 5. Go to, close. Right now you can see the cursor is here in line number 5. Next we'll switch off these line numbers. Select line numbers, click none, and the line numbers will go off. So this is line numbers are very useful in for drafting agreements also. You can really know which line number a particular paragraph will start. You can also because of line numbers, you cannot really tamper the document much by inserting lines in between. So it is a pretty useful feature. So this is Control G. Control G can take you to a particular part of the document, either a line or a page or a bookmark or a heading, so on and so forth. Next, Control H is for replace. So if I press Control H, this is the replace dialog box. So here you can replace one word with other. For example, we have found something called as new 5 times. Now instead of new, I want to use something called as very let us say I want to use fresh. Instead of new, I want to use fresh. So what we are asking it to do is we are asking it to find new, and in the replace we are asking it to replace with fresh. Now there are 5 places at which the replacement will happen. If you want to do replacement one at a time, then you can click on replace, or if you want to do replace all of them, all the five places where the word new occurs with the word fresh, then you can click replace all. So this is Control H for replace. Now let us click on replace all. So you can see all done. We made 5 replacements. Okay, so let us close this, and you can see here. Okay, 1 1 2 3 4 and 5. So this is Control H for replace. Next is Control I for formatting italics. So now this is the normal text. Go to the Home tab, select the text, and click on this under font italic. It is Control I. Now once you press I, the italic it will start italicizing the text. Now this is italics. So again it is a toggle button. That means once again if you press I, it will switch off. Now instead of going to the button, I can use the shortcut Control I. Italics off, italics off, italics on. So 2 times if I am so Control I is a shortcut key, is a toggle button. Once it applies, right now it is italics applied, right now it is normal. So this is Control I, italics. Next, Control J is to justify. That is, what is justify? Right now it is left aligned. So when I select a paragraph, you can see under paragraph, this button is highlighted. That means it is left justified. Now, if I want to really justify it, okay, justify the alignment, that means here you can see on the left side neat alignment of the line, but on the right side you can see here. So if I want to adjust a little bit, bring this here, and it will look little nice rather than this jagged edges. So what you can do is select that, press Control J. Control J is justify. So this is justify alignment. What we are doing, basically we are pressing this button. Now let us click on this paragraph. Now if I click justify button, you can see on both the sides. So instead of pressing this button justify, I'm using Control J. So next shortcut key is Control K for hyperlink. So let me show what hyperlink is. Basically it is a link that once you click, it will take you wherever you want in terms of pages within the document or web page outside. So let us do that. So either you can select text like this, or you can just click. If you want, for example, this document, to make your document, you want to take to a place. For example, here I have clicked document, and normally how it is done is you go to insert, and then you try to insert a hyperlink there. Okay, so insert a link there. This is the hyperlink. So once you click that, you can either link to an existing file or a web page, so it will take you to the file or the web page or some place in the document, or it can create a new document, or it can connect to a email address. Okay, so let us see. Let us just put it in a simple way. We'll just connect to a web page. So first, assuming that this is the only word that I want to, if I click document, it should take me to the document. Okay, so otherwise, let us say I type my website, and somewhere I say that I want to click. If a person clicks the website, it will take to my website. Let us assume that. So either I can say my website, click my website, I can select, and I can insert the hyperlink. Otherwise, if I don't select multiple words, if I am clicking inside one word, press Control K. Control K is shortcut for hyperlink. So insert hyperlink dialog box will come. So let us connect to a website. Now if you click on this word, it should take me to the website address, http www.narayanshrikantreddy.com. Any website you can give. Now press OK. Now you can see that it has a different color and an underline. And also if you hover like this, it says control click the following to follow the link. So let us control click. So once I press control key, it is becoming a hand symbol. Now if you click, okay, now if you click that, the website or the web page should open. So I hope it opens correct web page. Okay. Well, now you see that it has taken me to my web page. Hope you have understood what Control K does and how to use a hyperlink. Now let us go back to the document. And to remove hyperlink, you can just right click this. I do not want the hyperlink. You can say you can remove the hyperlink. Right click and say remove hyperlink. You can edit that. So right now we'll remove and we'll get back. Now Control K is for hyperlink, inserting a hyperlink. Next is IJKL. Control L is for left alignment. I have told you IJK. Control L is for left alignment. For example, let us say it is here. If I press Control L, this is, let me go to Home tab. Right now it is in the right alignment. If I click on the left, it will go. Otherwise, I can use the shortcut key Control L. If I press Control L, it is aligning to the left. Next is indenting paragraph using Control M. IJKL M. Yeah. Control M is next shortcut key. Control M is used for indentation. What is indentation? First we'll look at what is indentation, then we'll see how to use Control M. First thing about indentation is, first, a paragraph is multiple lines. For example, this is the paragraph that is there. Now sometimes I want this first line to start with a space. So that is called as first line indent. So either you can press a tab, or the best thing is to understand initially. You can see here, if I click on this first line indent, if I'm moving this, you can see there is a space that is made in the paragraph, the first line. So this is called as first line indent. Next, rest of the lines, if I need a space from the beginning, then it is called as hanging indent. So let us go to this tab. So the upward pointing arrow, let me click, and you can see this is hanging indent. So first line indent, this is first line indent, hanging indent, hanging indent, this is hanging indent. Now if I want both of them to go, that is, I want for the entire paragraph both first line and the hanging, then I will hold this square box and I will do the indentation, the entire first line, entire paragraph. Now what we are talking about Control M is paragraph indent. That means both first line and last. So let me press Control M, Control M. So it has given both the indent. Okay, Control M. So if you go on pressing Control M, it will give more and more indent. Okay, Control Z, undo. So hope you have understood what does Control M does. It puts a indent. Now so this is indenting the paragraph using Control M. Now next, MN. Control N is for new document. Normally you click on File tab, then click on New, okay, then click on Blank Document. This is what you do to get a blank document. Now you can just press Control plus N key and the same thing is done. You see here a new document is there. Now to close this, Control W is another shortcut key to close the active document. Okay, so let me press what is active document. Right now, for example, in this document I am working, the cursor is there in this document. So when multiple document is there, active document is that document in which the cursor is there. For example, when I press Control N, the cursor is in this document, so this is active document, and the other document is not an active document. Now if I close this, the cursor goes back to this document. Right now this document is the active document. Now what were we talking about? Control N. Control N, you have seen Control N, it will create a new blank document. Next is Control O to open. For example, you go to File tab and then you click on File tab and then you open the document. Now instead of that, you can just press Control O and it will take you there directly, open, and then you can open a document from the list. So you can open any already saved document from Control O. Next command is Control OP. Control P is for print. So this is the document that is there. I want to print this document. So if I press Control P, so you can see here, this is the File tab, print. Normally how do I do printing is I go to File, I go to Print. So instead of this process, if I press the shortcut key, Control P is the shortcut key. If I press that, directly it is going to this, and if I click print here, this is the printer that is offline right now, not connected. Right now if I give print, this will be printed on the paper. That is Control P. Control P is for print. Next is Control Q. Control Q is any paragraph formatting you do, it will get a reset. So what is paragraph formatting is, here you see a section of commands in the ribbon called paragraph. So you apply any of all of this or any of these on a paragraph and you want it to back to original, you just press Control Q. Let me demonstrate. Let me apply, for example, select this and I apply bulleting, and then I am putting color. So this is color. Then let me put a border. So this is border. So all this is done. Now I don't want this, and I want it to go back to original form. So the easiest way is press Control Q. If I press Control Q, it went back to the original format. Okay. So any paragraph formatting that you apply, okay, it goes back. Second thing is, let us say you did center. Right now I am applying center, what is it? And I am increasing the space to, let us say, 3. So all these are paragraph formatting. I want original thing back. So easiest way to remove paragraph formatting, that is formatting used, formatting done using all these things, it is Control Q, Control button plus Q button. Then it will go back to the original one. Hope you have understood what is Control Q. Next is Control R. Control R is right alignment. I have already discussed about what alignment is. So let me press Control R. Right now it is left aligned. If I press Control R, it is becoming right aligned. Now next is OPQR. Yes, yes is for saving the document. So normally I click File and say Save and Save As. If it is first time, it is same. So Save and Save As will become same if it is first time. Otherwise Control S. So it is asking me where should I save this document, whether should I save this document in the cloud or in downloads documents. So Control S is saving the document. How do you save the document? Press Control S, type the document name, and you are done. So that is Control S for save. Next shortcut key is Control T. Control T is for hanging indent. I have already talked about what indent is. So hanging indent is, except the first line, rest of the lines in a paragraph will be given some space in the front. So let me press Control T. So you see, this is the hanging indent. So next, after hanging into Control T, Control U. Control U is for underline. So if I press right now Control U, so you can see an underline there. Now normally what we do is we go to the taskbar and we go to the ribbon, and under font section there is this button called underline. So you can see the shortcut there, Control U. So press that Control U and your underline is done. Instead of that, going there and pressing the button we use Control U for underline. Otherwise, if you want a bigger underline, then you have to select the text and ask for underline. Underline is a toggle button. That means once you do Control U, it will underline, next underline off. So the same with the button. Once I click, it gives the underline, again switch off. So this is called the toggling button. Next is Control V. Control V is for paste. Control V button is for paste. Now if there is something already there in the clipboard, it will paste. So let us look at if there is anything in the clipboard. Nothing is there. So even if I press Control V, nothing will happen. So first we need to copy or cut, then only it will paste. So let me select this text, then Control C, copy. Now you see there is something in the clipboard. Now I can say I can go and paste it, Control V. So this is Control V. Normally we go to the ribbon and press this button for paste. Instead of that, we are using Control V. So next, UVW. So Control W will close the active document. So if I press Control W, it is asking for to save, because after saving it will close. So Control W is closing. Let me open a new document, and now here I will show you Control W. Control W, it has closed the document. Control X, UVW X. X is for cut. So in copy, what we are doing is, for example, in copying, I am duplicating the paragraph. For example, this text. This text is there. Control C and Control V. What I am doing is, the text is there here and also here. So I am repeating the same text somewhere else. In using Control X, if I want to move the text, for example, this paragraph is there, I want to move the paragraph here. So the easiest thing is select and drag it. It will move there. Otherwise, if you cannot drag like that and move, the next thing you can do is select the text, Control X, wherever you want to move it, go there, click your cursor there. For example, here I want to paste it, click the cursor there and press Control V. It is pasted. So Control X will actually cut. Now when you see how do I know whether if I press Control X whether something is cut? Okay, so here again the paste dialog box comes. So now let us look at on the clipboard on the left is there. So let us look at this in action. So now what we'll do is we'll cut this paragraph selected. Either you can click here cut button or you can press Control X. Now see what is happening. Once I press Control X, this paragraph will become invisible here. Now it is removed from here. See, it is removed, and where it is placed in the clipboard. Okay, now this is what cut is. Cut is you are removing some text and you are putting it on the clipboard. That is Control X, cut. Okay, again if you want to use it somewhere, for example I want to put it here, then you can use Control V. Okay, so hope you have understood what is Control X. Control X is basically it will remove and put it in the clipboard so that you can paste it wherever you want. That is Control X. Control Y is redo. Control Z is undo. Now redo and undo, how can I explain? Whenever you are taking any action, that action is recorded. So if you can go to this quick access toolbar, here you see that undo. Now you can select all these and you can all these things I have done until now. If you click all the 28 action until now I have done, it will undo. For example, the last one was cut, paste, typing, cut, clear. So let us look at this. Okay, now let me type something. So here you can see that cut is there. After this space type will come because I am typing. Now let me type something, typing. Okay, now let us go back to this. Now here you can say typing. Okay, I have typed the word typing. If I want to undo this, you can just press this once, undo, and it is undone. Otherwise, let me do typing and then select that, give some coloring to that. Now two actions are been performed. Now if I want to undo both the action, then I have to click it twice, undo, undo. Okay, now let me redo that. So this is the redo button. So if I click on this redo, okay, now it is grayed out that further redo cannot be there. Now let me check the undo button. What I have done is two actions. First thing is typing, second thing is highlighting in yellow. If I want both of them to be undone at one click, then I can use this. Both of them get undone. Otherwise, okay, otherwise what I have to do is I have to use one at a time. That means, for example, so I have typed this. I have to undo first the coloring, so highlighting. So Control Z. So now it has done one action, back it went. Again Control Z, both the action, it again went back. So this is Control Z. That means whatever the number of actions you are taking, they get recorded. Okay, and you can undo them using, you can go back using undo. Next first is Control Y, then is Control Z. Okay, so Control Y is for redo, then Control Z for undo. So you can only redo something that you have undone. So that is why I have to first explain Control Z, then Control Y. Control Y is redo. For example, I have undone highlighting and typing. Now I want to, I mistakenly I pressed Control Z. What I do is I press Control Y. Control Y. So it is redoing what I have undone. Control Z goes back, Control Y goes forward. It is like your typical remote going back and going forward. Back button, forward button, rewind and forward. These are the Control Z, and Control Z is rewind. Okay, Control Y is forwarding. Okay, so hope you have understood that this is up to control keys up to A to Z. Now apart from that, some interesting keys are there. For example, control brackets. Okay, square brackets, square closing brackets. So let me select this text and I want to increase the font size 1 point at a time. Normally what happens, you have a button here called increase font size. So when I click, it becomes 12 size, again 14, again 16. Now if I want to decrease, there is decrease button. Okay, so there is a shortcut key, Control Shift less than. Okay, so Control Shift less than, you can press Control Shift less than. So 14, 12, so 12, 14, and again 11. So now you can use Control plus opening square bracket. So what is happening here is it is decreasing the font size. Now it is 10. You can watch here, 10. Now 9. Let me increase Control closing square bracket. Okay, Control closing 10, 11, 12, 13. So you can see the effect of square bracket and effect of Control Shift greater than. What is happening with Control Shift greater than or pressing this symbol is from 10 it is going to 11, from 11 12, then 12, 13 is not there, 14, then 16. So it is not going 1 point at a time. So if I use Control square bracket, that is opening and closing. Opening square bracket, control plus opening square bracket, it is decreasing one at a time. Control opening bracket, so 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. Hope you have understood what is control square bracket opening and closing. It is decreasing and increasing. So opening control plus opening square bracket is decreasing one point size at a time. Control plus opening square bracket is increasing at 1 point at a time, font size. Next thing is this important that you know that this entire rectangular box that you are seeing on the top, this box where you have command, this is called as ribbon. Sometimes you might find that this ribbon is disturbing you or occupying a majority of your space. You want to kind of have more space here. Then what you can do is you can use this arrow mark called control collapse button. Also, it can be accessed through a shortcut key called Control F1. So collapse. Okay. Now Control F1, Control F1, F1. So Control F1 is collapsing. It is toggling between collapsing and uncollapsing the ribbon so that you get more space for your work area. Okay. So that is Control F1. Next thing is subscript. This might not be so much useful for you because, for example, log 2 is there. In mathematics, we write log base 2. Okay. So then I can, so log base 2, I want it little lower, subscript. Normally what I do after typing log, I go to the font section and there is this X2. So you can see control plus equal to, and superscript is different, control shift plus plus. Okay, so control equal to. Okay, so press this, and if you type anything, it is becoming small. Okay, again you press this. Now if you type, it is, so this is subscript. This is called subscript. If I have to type something called as 2 square, then I use this control x square. If I click x square, now if I type something, it is called a square. So this is superscript used for powers. This is for subscript used for bases. Okay, now you can see here the symbol here. So instead of clicking here always, what you can do is you can use control plus equal to. Okay, so for example, let me type something here, then after then I want to press control equal to, and if you type some number, then it will become a subscript. Or if you want to use this superscript, okay, you have to press control shift plus. So if you press control shift plus, now you can put any references or end note. If you are putting any end note, then it will be very useful feature, control shift plus, and now you can mark 3. So thank you for your patient hearing. These are the control key shortcuts from A to Z and some important extras. Thank you for your patient listening. Any doubt, you can contact me. Thank you.